I'm Christina Kimpton and I run Kimpton Farms Artisan Bakery here in Norco, California. This video is one that so many of you have asked me for, and honestly, it's something that's been on my heart to share for a long time. So thank you guys so much for this opportunity. I started my microbakery about 2 years ago, and today I'm going to walk you step by step through how you can start your own from home. To be totally transparent, I actually started a YouTube channel a few years back and it looked a little different. It was mostly farm and garden content, some home projects, lifestyle. And while that's still something very much a part of what we do here, it just wasn't sustainable for me at that time. One day, I'd love to maybe share more of that side of our life again. So if that's something that you would like to see, drop your suggestions in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. But for now, today, we are focusing on something that has completely changed my family's life, how to start a microbakery from your home kitchen. And by the way, everything that I'm sharing here, I put together in a free digital guide and a checklist that you can download in the description below. It's the exact roadmap that I wish that I had when I first started. I want to make it very easy for you guys. Why this all matters now, I didn't start with fancy ovens, fancy equipment, or a commercial space. I started with what I had, just the bare minimum. I think I invested maybe $1,000 into this whole thing. So yeah, I know for a fact you could start with much less. So I started with what I needed and a dream. For me, finding my first customers meant starting close to home. I began with my family and my closest circle of friends, and I'm so thankful for that. And word of mouth spread. And I used the Nextdoor app, I used the Instagram app to just share what I was baking. My very first bakes was just 6 loaves in my kitchen and using 2 Dutch ovens. From there, something incredible happened. A frenzy started actually, and my community showed up for me in a big way. And that was when I realized my community truly needed this. It wasn't easy at the time. I was working a full-time job, which I still do. I work full-time in healthcare, but I also had a newborn at home, so it was not easy. But those 6 loaves quickly turned into 10, then 20 plus cookies, other baked goods, and a few other little things that I made to meet my community's needs. But my production quickly stalled. I literally couldn't keep up. So that's when my family and I had to sit down. We had to make the decision, and we decided that we were going to commit to our town and scale our business. And that decision brought us where we're at today, running our little bakery and serving more people than I ever could dream of. And that's why I'm so passionate about sharing this journey with you, because I started small and I know you can too. So I just started right where I was in right in the middle of life. And I know that you could do it too. So let's talk about all the details. Let's get started. So the first part, legal and licensing foundation. The very first step is making sure you're operating legally. First things first. That starts with your state's cottage food law. So every state has slightly different rules about what you can and cannot sell from home, and that's where you need to begin. Okay. Next, you'll usually apply for a cottage food permit through your county's health department. Sometimes they'll ask for a quick food safety course, which is pretty simple. I'm in the Riverside County, and all these things apply for us if you are residing in Riverside, California. For me, this whole process took about a month to get approved. And instead of sitting around and waiting, I took advantage of that time. I worked on perfecting my recipes, thinking about branding, and gathering just the tools that I needed to get started. I didn't buy much. My plan from the beginning was to just start small and scale slowly as my business grew. So that is that was also when I created my social media pages and began introducing myself to my community. Even before I sold my very first loaf, I was building awareness and letting people know something new was coming. And many cities require a home business license. And while it's optional, I also recommend considering an LLC. Once you get rolling, it just helps protect you, your finances, and your assets. So it's something to look into. I did not get mine right away. I think I waited a year. I wanted to see how this all played out for me. And after the year, I got my LLC. So I highly recommend that you do, and it just gives you peace of mind. So And finally, look into insurance. Cottage food or home bakery insurance is very affordable and it gives you peace of mind, especially once your orders start growing. Setup and workflow. Once you got the legal stuff out of the way, it's time to set up your space. Some people have a spare room or extra space that they can dedicate as a bakery workspace. And if that's you, that is ideal. It wasn't for me. I wasn't as fortunate, but I had to get creative and make my space work for me. And that meant not having to sacrifice the aesthetic and the functionality of my home. So I stitched it all together in a way that worked for me, even though it wasn't perfect and it's still not, but I make it work for me. So in the first few months, I started baking every loaf in my home oven. And during that time, hot plate was the only ordering system available. And thankfully, I jumped on it right away. And that was exactly what I needed to get started. Now, Simply Bread also has launched their own ordering system, their own ordering platform and tools that will help you streamline orders. Honestly, both are great, and whichever you choose, the service fees are so minimal that I don't even notice them, and it is 100% worth it. Take it from me. I like to think of these systems as employees that just keep me focused on what matters the most. It just keeps my attention on where it needs to be. And even on day one, like when I just had a couple orders, I was so glad that I chose that route because it conditioned my customers from the beginning to understand exactly how my ordering process works. And now my regulars know it by heart. It's seamless. So I'm glad that that was the path that I chose. After the first 3 months of using my home oven, I made a huge commitment to both my business and my community. I purchased my Simply Bread oven, and let me tell you, it was an investment. It was scary. I didn't have $9,000 to drop all at once. So I put down $1,700 and financed the rest. About $300, $315 a month, that was the payment. I felt that was very doable. I felt pretty comfortable with that. And it transformed everything overnight, truth be told. My business changed instantly. And I was able to pay off the oven in just a few months. So if that's something that you're interested in, or these resources, I'm gonna link them in the description below or in the comment section. I'll have all this information available for you. Build your microbakery menu and brand. Now, here comes the fun part, your menu and your brand. Just putting yourself out there to the world. It's just so exciting. I put so much love and heart into my packaging without breaking the bank. For me, that's something as simple as a custom stamp with my logo went a long way. It was affordable, but it made everything feel so personal and intentional, and that's very important. When I first started, my menu was a little too ambitious. I'll have to admit, I offered bread, cookies, cinnamon rolls, pies, all at once. And looking back now, I know that was way too much for where I was in my baking journey at the time. But while I was still baking in my home oven, I scaled back to just bread and cookies because that made everything a lot more manageable for me. And as I grew, I later added focaccia cinnamon rolls back to the menu, and the pies. Those hold like a special meaning for me. They connect me to um, family traditions, and I still offer them during the holidays when they feel special. So here's the advice I'd give. Start small. Focus on 2 or 3 core items and let yourself grow slowly. Don't feel like you need to do everything all at once. Build a strong foundation first and expand when you're ready so you're not going to burn yourself out. And remember, your packaging and your branding don't need to be expensive. It's the thought and care that you put into your customers, and your customers will remember that. So if you're interested in the supplies that I use, I'm going to link everything for you in my bio, in the comments, and down in the description below. If you just want to take a peek at some of the things that I use, I'm going to make it all available to you, but create something that your customers are going to remember you by. Your first drop. So, what does it look like when you're finally ready to launch? Announce your menu. Set your pickup and delivery details and post about it online. Let your friends, let your family, and your local community know that your first drop is happening. This is so exciting. Your setup can be as simple or as elaborate as you want it to make it. Just make it your own. It's so exciting. It could be as private or as public as you're comfortable with. Pickups don't always have to be from your home. They could be in a location in your community, especially maybe if you're a little bit more rural, and you live out in the country, maybe that is the option you have to go with. But the beauty of this journey is that you can adjust as you go and you can create a system that works best for you. And if life changes and you need to change it up, that's fine because it's yours and you can make it however you want it to be. So don't forget to have fun. The journey is super humbling but rewarding, and that's so beautiful. And because at the end of the day, you are breaking bread with your community. Don't forget that. Most importantly, make sure that your business fits your lifestyle, not the other way around. So if you found this video helpful, hit the subscribe button and share it with someone who dreams of baking for their community. And don't forget to download your free digital checklist in the description. It's the exact step-by-step roadmap we went over today. I'm Christina, and thank you guys so much for this opportunity. And I'm wishing you all the success in your microbakery journey. You're not just breaking bread, you are building something so beautiful. Thank you guys. Take care.